Hare Krishna. So we have successfully completed 11th chapter, which is titled as the Universal Form, by seeing each and every shloka in detail. So there are 55 shlokas. So now let's try to do something. Let's try to see all the shlokas at one glance so that we understand the flow of the entire chapter that we have seen. So before we start, so what was the connection between 10th chapter and 11th chapter? So 10th chapter, last shloka, it ends with this saying that with a single fragment of myself I pervade and support this entire universe. So after this statement, Arjuna was very inquisitive. What is that? Can I also get darshan of the same? So with this inquisitiveness, Arjuna starts speaking. With this greed, Arjuna starts speaking, and that's how chapter number 11 starts. So from shloka number 1 to 4, Arjuna is requesting Krishna to show his universal form. So after hearing the 10th chapter, Arjuna is saying in first shloka of 11th chapter, my illusion has now been dispelled. And then in the next one he says that now when I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, I have realized your inexhaustible glories. And then he's putting forward the request. Now he says that I wish to see that how you have entered into this entire cosmic manifestation. And then with a very humble mood he says that if you feel I'm eligible, please show me this divine form. And then after that, from shloka number 5 to 8, Lord Krishna, he describes his universal form. So basically, before manifesting the universal form, Krishna is telling about his universal form in these shlokas, where he says that this particular form of mine, O Arjuna, has got hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms, different manifestations of Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini Kumaras and other demigods will be there in this. And then he also says that whatever you now desire to see and whatever you desire to see in the future, behold everything in my universal form. And then finally in the 8th shloka, Krishna says that see, you cannot take darshan of this universal form with these eyes. I will give you celestial eyes, and by that you'll be able to see my universal form. Now after having said this, Krishna manifests his universal form. So in shloka number 9, Sanjay is acknowledging, saying, after speaking this, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he manifested his universal form. So now from shloka number 10 to 14, Sanjay is describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form. So various things are there. It starts with this, Aneka Vaktra, there are many mouths, Aneka Netram, many eyes, Aneka Adbhuta Darshanam, there are varied darshan that is there, Aneka Divyabharanam, and this universal form is wearing many divine, opulent ornaments. And Divyaneko. Then he says, Udyata, Ayudham. Many weapons are there. And how? These weapons are upraised, ready to kill. Divyamalya Bharam. Divyamalya. Many transcendental garlands. Ambaradharam. And huge cloth, varied clothes. Divya Gandhanulepanam, and transcendental scent smeared all over the body of the universal form. And then Sanjay is describing, he's just giving an example, an analogy, saying that if hundreds of thousands of suns were to rise at once into the sky, the radiance might resemble the effulgence of the universal form. So he's just giving a very close analogy, thinking that it is to be close. And then he says that this unlimited expansion of the universe, where did Arjuna get this darshan? Sitting at the same place, Arjuna got this darshan. And then in shloka number 14, Sanjay is describing about Arjuna's position now. Arjuna saw the universal form, and then Arjuna folds his hands and he starts describing the universal form and offering prayers. And now from shloka number 15 to 31, Arjuna's experience of seeing the universal form is given. So Arjuna is telling that I am able to see that all the demigods and the various other living entities are there in this form. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva. I see in your body Aneka Bahu. I see many, many hands. Aneka Udara, many, many bellies. Aneka Vaktra, many, many unlimited mouths. Aneka Netram, many, many eyes. And then he says, your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, which is like blazing fire or immeasurable radiance of the sun. And it's glowing from everywhere, adorned with what? Adorned with crowns, clubs and discs. And then he says that you are inexhaustible, you are the oldest, you are the maintainer of eternal religion. He's just glorifying the universal form in various ways. And he says, you are without origin, middle or end, your glory is unlimited. Seeing this wondrous and terrible form, all the planetary systems are perturbed. So here Arjuna is acknowledging that you have given divine vision to me, but along with that you have also given the celestial vision to all the Devi Devtas, and all of them they are able to see. And they all, what are they doing? Here he says in 21 shloka, all the demigods are surrendering before you, and all the hosts of great sages and perfected beings are crying, Swastiti, 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 may there be peace, may there be peace, may there be peace. And then in all the future shlokas till 31, now Arjuna is describing that how horrifying the form is. So he is saying that you have got many, many faces, eyes, arms, thighs, legs and bellies, and many terrible teeth. Now Arjuna is slowly focusing on the mouth of the Lord. And then he says that seeing you with your many gaping mouths and your great glowing eyes, my mind is perturbed by fear. So Arjuna is saying that, okay, demigods are disturbed, along with that I am also disturbed, O Krishna. And then he says that I cannot keep my balance seeing thus your blazing death-like faces. And then again he is saying awful teeth. And now he's just focusing on Karala Damstra, the horrifying teeth, and now he's describing. He's saying that I'm seeing that all the sons of Dhritarashtra, along with Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all of them, not just they on the side of Kauravas, even our great army, the great chief, they all are rushing into your mouth, your fearful mouth, and I see that their heads are crushed and some of the heads are stuck between the teeth. Now this is what Arjuna is focusing on, this is what he is able to see. And now he is giving an analogy so that we all can understand that how they are rushing into the mouth. He says that the way the rivers rush into the ocean, or the way the flies or moths, they rush into the fire and get destroyed, that's how these personalities are entering your mouth. Some of them, they are entering voluntarily, like the flies entering the fire, and some of them, they are entering without any intention of killing the Pandavas, like the rivers unintentionally entering into the oceans. So in this way, Arjuna is seeing a very, very ghastly form, a very, very horrifying form. And then he's telling, he's asking, now after seeing all this, he's asking, who are you and what is your mission? So these are two questions that Arjuna has asked, and now Krishna will start answering. From shloka number 32-34, Krishna is answering the question. So he says, Kalosmi lokakshayakrit pravruddho. Who am I? I am time. Time I am. And the great destroyer of the worlds. Okay, what is your mission? Krishna answers, Lokan samahartum iha pravrittaha. I have come here to destroy everyone. And Arjuna is looking. Arjuna might make an expression. You will destroy me also? No, except Pandavas. So this is the mission of the Lord. And then he continues, where he says that, oh Arjuna, now after seeing this, become my instrument. Nimitta matram bhavasavya sachi. Become my instrument. And do what? Become my instrument and understand that they all have been destroyed by me. Now just get up and kill them. Do not be disturbed. Simply fight and you will vanquish your enemies in the battle. Now Arjuna had this ambiguity. Who will win? They will win or we will win? Who will be victorious? So that's how in chapter 2, Arjuna showed his uncertainty in his decision, indecisiveness, where he said, don't know who will win, they will win or I will win, why to fight, or something like that. But then here Krishna is saying, you will win, just simply fight. This is what is the statement that is made. Now from shloka number 35 to 46, Arjuna is offering prayers. Now after seeing all this, Arjuna is shivering. Arjuna's voice is faltering. And in that state, he is speaking. What is he speaking? He is saying that the world becomes joyful upon hearing your name. The perfected beings are offering obeisances to you. And the demons, they are all fleeing in different directions, looking at your form. Ananta, O Devesha, O Jagannivasa. You are Ananta, you are unlimited. You are Devesha, you are Lord of Lords. And Jagannivasa, your shelter of the entire creation. You are the knower of everything, and you are that is knowable. You are air, you are supreme controller, you are fire, you are water. I offer my respectful obeisances thousands and thousands of times. And now Arjuna is saying where all he is offering his obeisances. He says, I offer my obeisances from the front, from the back, from all the sides. And in this way, Arjuna is offering his prayers and dandavats. And now he is coming to his senses, and he's thinking, this universal form, Krishna is manifesting this universal form, but then I did so many offenses to Krishna. I said that, oh Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Sakheti. I have joked with Krishna, I have offended Krishna, sometimes alone, sometimes in front of so many people. And having said this, Arjuna is saying that please excuse all my offenses. Please forgive me, O Lord. And then Arjuna is giving some examples to convince the Lord. He says that like a father, he forgives his son who is an offender. A friend who forgives his friend who is an offender. A husband who forgives his wife who is an offender. Oh Lord, you also please forgive me. Please excuse me for all my offenses. In this way, Arjuna is begging and praying in various ways. And then he says that please bestow your grace upon me and reveal again your form as personality of Godhead. Arjuna is saying, please close this movie, I don't want to see. Please close this universal form and please reveal to me your four-handed form with Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. I want to see that beautiful form of yours. Now from shloka number 47, obviously in shloka number 46, we understand that Krishna has manifested his four-handed feature. And after that, without even Arjuna requesting, Krishna manifested his two-handed feature to give pleasure to Arjuna. And after that, Arjuna is saying, with a very, very nice mood, here, this is the wish, this is the request that he has put forward. And Lord is saying that now I will show you my original form. And then yes, he shows his original form to Arjuna, and Arjuna is extremely happy. And then he's acknowledging, he's saying that now after seeing your beautiful form, O Krishna, my mind is composed and I have come back to my original state, my original nature. So after seeing the universal form, he was completely fearful. First, he was in a great wonder, Adbhuta Rasa. After that, he became fearful, Bhayanaka Rasa. And now again, he is back to his Sakhya mood, where he's seeing the beautiful form of the Lord, and now he's very, very blissful, very calm. Now after all this, Krishna is speaking something. Krishna is saying that how fortunate Arjuna is. In from shloka number 52 till 55, till the last shloka. Krishna is saying, oh Arjuna, this form of mine is very, very rare to be seen. Even Devi Devtas hanker for that. And then in shloka number 53, he is saying that by doing any material activity which appears to be spiritual, you cannot take darshan of me. Just by studying Vedas, just by doing some dry austerities and penances, just by giving some charity to anyone, just by doing some business of worship in the temple, you cannot see me. You cannot understand me. And then he makes a very, very emphatic point. Only by doing ananya bhakti, only by doing unmotivated, uninterrupted devotional service unto me, a person can see me, a person can understand me. And finally, in the last shloka, the essence of entire Bhagavad Gita is given here, where he says that mat karma krit, you work for me. Mat paramaha, make me the ultimate destination of your life. Mad bhaktaha, become my devotee, unflinching devotee. Sangha varjitaha, Give up the association of all the fruity workers and mental speculators. Nirvairaha sarva bhuteshu. Become friend of all by distributing this knowledge to everyone. And anyone who does this, Krishna is saying, Yaha samam iti pandava. He certainly comes to me. So in this way, in the 11th chapter, I'm sure all of us have enjoyed seeing the entire movie where Lord is showing his universal form and Arjuna's expressions are changing, Arjuna's moods are changing, his relationship with the Lord is changing. And finally, Arjuna is proving and Arjuna is acknowledging that yes, the two-handed form of the Lord is the supreme from which everything else manifests, including the universal form that he saw. Now, after completing this chapter, we have a very, very important chapter. The last chapter of the section of Bhagavad Gita, especially a section of Bhagavad Gita called as Bhakti Yoga. And this particular chapter is going to tell us which level are we in when we are practicing devotional service and to what level are we supposed to go. What is our ultimate level of devotional service that we are supposed to practice? A very interesting chapter which talks about pure devotional service. And in this, we will see that how merciful Krishna is and how much he's hankering to take us back home, back to Godhead. So let's start chapter number 12, titled as Devotional Service, from next video onwards. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna